What's happening, guys? So this is another reaction video, and I know, according to some paid YouTubers out there, when a channel's as small as mine, all we're doing is clout chasing, and there's no purpose to it because my numbers are so low. Blah blah blah. It is what it is. But this time, it's gonna be on AFTV Robbie. And I know I haven't done a reaction video to AFTV lot since I think last year. I think it was. So those of you that are saying I'm only doing reaction to one person, you're lying, because I got a whole playlist on toxic positive Arsenal fans, which means I hold more heat towards my own fan base than I do anybody else. But this is how some people move certain ways. But yeah, this video, this was brought to my attention by one of my subscribers. So shout out to you. So this is Rio Ferdinand's YouTube channel, and obviously it's a preview for today's game, Manchester United versus Arsenal. And AFTV Robbie was on there along with Joel and I think Terry's his name, I think. And I just want to react to the section of where they talk about. Let me just share my screen. Actually, I'm on the section where they talk about what happens if Arsenal don't win the league. So this is an interesting point, really. It's like we heard last season that give Arteta this season because we missed out last season, blah blah blah, right? So it seemed like he had to do something this season. We're in the same position again. No FA Cup, no EFL Cup, no European trophy. The league is all we've got to fight for again, right? And all I'm hearing now is, give him another season, man. That's all I'm hearing now. So let's get into it. Let's get into this.
Robbie, what happens if you don't win the league? Sorry, what happens when you don't win the league this year? And that's 5 years with one bogus FA Cup with Emery's squad. What are we? What bogus FA Cup? You go since he's assembled his squad. He's won nothing, right? Facts off. You go in that bogus FA Cup.
But he's right though. Since Arteta won the FA Cup, we haven't won anything. Well, you could say Community Shield, but let's face it. When it comes to the big four trophies, right? Yeah, you haven't done anything. You know what I mean? So
we didn't win the FA Cup. We beat Man City in the semi-finals and Chelsea in the final. Yeah. What you do about bogus FA Cup?
Yeah. Well,
if you don't win it,
right? Was it pandemic?
Now, one thing I will say is I'm not gonna have this whole it was pandemic, right? Because it's not like Liverpool where they had a freak of a season and then COVID happened and then they just ended up winning the league. Obviously, they were going to win the league anyway, but obviously they couldn't win the league in the same way in terms of celebrating it in front of fans and all that. But we've been doing this. Like we pretty much repeated 2017 FA Cup run in 2020. We just this time we had no fans, or that time we had no fans. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna have because it was no spectators in the stadium that that made it easier for us. Fans or no fans would have won the FA Cup in the same fashion anyway. So yeah, that's one thing I'll counter against that. You know what I mean?
If we don't win, if we win it this year, yeah, I'm gonna share a bottle of champagne with the two of you, you and Rio. You know what I mean? We'll share.
I'll be sipping that beautifully. I'll be honest.
Trust me. But if we don't,
Rio's in the camp of Rio actually wants Arsenal to win the league because unlike fake United fans, he's one where it's like I can't have Liverpool equaling our record and I can't have City doing a 4P. You know what I mean? So that's if you want to know where proper United fan lies, it lies there basically. Anybody else that says, "Oh, I just don't want Arsenal to win it," fake fans.
This year,
I won't book any days off.
If we don't win it this year, right? I'm confident that Arsenal will be back next year. There'll be no reason to get rid of the manager because the manager's doing a great job.
How is he doing a great job? Since he won the FA Cup with Unai Emery / Arsene Wenger's squad, right? No FA Cup, no League Cup, no Europa League, no Champions League, no league title. While trying to fight for the league, he's not at least nailing another FA Cup, League Cup, Europa League, or anything like that. Not getting to finals, no nothing. Nothing that says, you know what, this team's about something. When Klopp came into Liverpool, right, you could see they were about something. He got to 2 cup finals in his first 3 quarters of the season. Got to a Champions League final the season after. Challenged for the league and nearly won it, but won the Champions League the season after that. Won the league the season after that. Had a fall-off season in 2021, but won the domestic double. Well, domestic double. The EFL Cup and FA Cup 2 seasons ago now. Won the EFL Cup this season after falling off again last season. Arteta ain't doing none of that.
Just heard what Rio said about Pep. The guy's, I mean, he's an incredible guy.
Are you prepared to wait 3 years if they stick around for another 3 years? Coming second for 3 more years.
But we may not win second. I think we get closer every year, right? And you know, what I mean, a lot of people said last year that if Arsenal don't win the league, you've got to win it because if you don't win it this year, what's going to happen? Blah blah. To United,
Steve was one of them. Steve was one of them.
We've come back this year, right? And we've been better than we were last year, and we challenged again. We've got a better team now.
So why hasn't this team at least nailed the EFL Cup in the meantime? At least nailed an FA Cup in the meantime? At least nailed the Europa League while we were in it in the meantime? Why didn't they do none of that during this process? That's my thing. These men are just happy with finishing second, challenging, putting pressure on. Why aren't these men saying, look, I get that we're trying to fight for the league. I get that it's going to be a tough task against Pep City. I get that you have to damn near be invincible, but we have to be winning something in the meantime. We have to be on the way of going up. We have to be taking the League Cup, FA Cup, Europa League or Champions League or whatever. You know what I mean? We have to be fighting for those as well. But with this toxic positive fan base, these men are just happy that we're just putting pressure on. We saw Klopp, right, is exhausted now. If Daddy Arteta keeps finishing second, right, your beloved Arteta will end up being the same. I'm tired now. You know what I mean? We should be demanding more than just, because all what's happening is getting let off because he's finishing second.
A team this year. We haven't lost the City this season. 1 point back. Steve, we haven't lost the City this season. We haven't lost the Liverpool this season.
Oh, wow.
We've got a better team.
And look where we are. We're second right now. Right? All City have to do is win the last 2 games. The champions. I mean, we're in a position where we need them to drop points, which is something they don't do at this stage of the season until the title's done. You know what I mean? Lost to City 3 times last season. Didn't win the league. We've beaten City twice this season and drawn 1. Look where they are. It seems like it doesn't matter what we do, innit?
And so I'm trusting in him that, you know, if he doesn't get there this year, which is going to be, if he doesn't get there this year, he's pushed them even closer than last year, right? That next year. Not
really. You could say closer because we're still in the title race and it's, you know, middle of May. But otherwise, no. You know what I mean? We were in pole position pre-Aston Villa game. All we had to do is just beat everyone. And we're champions. And we fumbled that. Liverpool dropped points against Crystal Palace, lost against Crystal Palace. That was our time. And we didn't do it. You know what I mean? Didn't do it. We know better. You know what I mean? Little things here and there, scoring these amount of goals, conceding this less amount of goals and all that shit, and individual shit from players has improved. But overall, you know what I mean? Let's just pray that Man City drop points on Tuesday and we win today. Let's just pray that happens. Then we take it to the last day.
We'll be back. So if we just to get rid of him.
If Arsenal win every game to the end of the season, it'll be 1 point better off than last year.
Yeah, but we pushed them harder this year than we did last year. So
you pushed a City in the midst of Jack Grealish hangover from winning the treble. You pushed them to come in the same position.
Well, why didn't you push them then?
Because shit, Robbie. Have you not been watching?
Concentrate on that, bro.
Hang on a minute.
Belittle everything we did.
What happens when you lose 8 of
Hang on a minute.
You're playing fucking Albert Kitman centre back.
How long has it been doing that for? I only just looked back at my StreamYard and it's not even sharing the screen no more. How long has it been like that? Oh, this is messed up. This ain't good. Why did it do that? It's not sharing my screen. Right. Let's go back.
But Steve, we haven't lost to City this season. We haven't lost to Liverpool this season. We've got a better team, right? And so I'm trusting in him. That,
Stop it. Get some help.
If he doesn't get there this year, he's pushed them even closer than last year, right? That next year we'll be back.
You shut up!
Just to get rid of him.
If Arsenal win every game to the end of the season, it'll be 1 point better off than last year.
Man said it.
If he doesn't get there this year, he's pushed them even closer than last year, right? That next year
Stop the cap.
Just to get rid of him.
Stop the cap.
If Arsenal win every game,
Man's just yapping, just begging.
Stop it. Get some help.
Honestly.
The season it'll be 1 point better off than last year.
Yeah, but we pushed.
Yeah, exactly. It'd just be 1 point better off than last year. I mean, all we've done is we just flirted with the idea of winning the league a little bit. There's two bit longer. I mean, I said last season, we're going to win the league against Man City. We need the season that Liverpool had in 2020, where they were just miles away and they were just winning. Man City kept dropping points and everything like that. And Man City were losing to stupid teams. We need that season. It's the only way. Because that's the only way Pep's Man City didn't win the league. You know what I mean? Other than when he first came in and he didn't assemble his own squad, blah, blah, blah. Right? That's the only way. Because other than that, I just can't see how City will drop points at this stage of the season when the league hasn't been won yet. I can't see how. Can't see that happening.
Harder this year than we did last year. So
you pushed the City
Stop the cap.
Jack Grealish hangover from winning the treble. You pushed them to come in the same position.
Well, why did you push them then?
Because shit, Robbie. Have you not been watching?
Concentrate on that, bro. You've been trying to belittle everything we did.
What happens when you lose 8 of your centre halves? You're playing fucking Albert Kitman centre back.
What are you, the man, just talking about excuses? Now you're making
Emotional damage.
I'm with Robbie and probably all the Arsenal fans on that. If Pep stuck around for 3 more years and Arteta finished second every year and challenged and tight the way it is, I'd still stick with Arteta.
Getting closer.
still stick with Arteta. Can never
Man said it, you know.
that challenged and tight the way it is. I'd still stick with Arteta.
What?
He's pushed them harder than he did last year. As I said,
So we need to add some context in the whole if Pep's here for another 3 years and Arteta keeps finishing second, right? Because are we winning anything in that time then? Are we winning anything in that time? Are we being occupied in that time? Or is it just going to be Arteta's mad obsession with trying to win the league that much that the EFL Cup we ain't entertaining it, the FA Cup we ain't entertaining it, and the Europa League or Champions League we ain't entertaining that? You know what I mean? The only way putting the pressure on is acceptable is if you're winning stuff in the meantime. If you're winning stuff in the meantime. If we're winning trophies, right? Let's say Pep's there for another 3 years. If we're winning EFL Cup, even the EFL Cup doubles or something, right? A Champions League or Europa League during that period, and then Pep leaves, that's when the fans will be like, you know what? Now he's left. You know what I mean? We've been winning all these cups. Now it's, you know, we'll be in more pole position to win the big boy trophy now. You know what I mean? But that ain't happening, is it? That ain't happening. Unfortunately, that shit's not happening.
Right? Fan base, real big planners.
Are you getting closer? You were going to get closer this year.
The Wolves fell off. The Wolves fell off.
This one robbed our engine, everything. Like, we got nothing.
I know. I'm making up Rio. That's why I know you don't want us to win no league.
Emotional damage.
No league.
I don't know your fan base.
I don't believe it.
If you come second 5 years on the bounce, you're not going to be all sitting there all philosophical talking about how you're getting closer. You're going to be like, this action man looking fuck, don't know what he's doing. Get rid of him. Like, that's it.
Exactly what he said.
I don't believe it.
If you come second 5 years on the bounce, you're not going to be all sitting there all philosophical talking about how you're getting closer. You're going to be like, this action man looking fuck, don't know what he's doing. Get rid of him. Like, that's it.
No.
Exactly.
I can tell if we was to win the league, you'll come up with some sort of excuse. You already said, they had a hangover from winning the treble. So that's why I asked the one.
Have you not seen that this year? They're going to shadow themselves. And they're still probably going to win the league.
Recognize real, bro. This is a good.
I'm on camera saying I think you're probably the best team this year. Huh? But you're still not going to win nothing.
Well, you don't know yet. You don't know.
As it stands, it just looks like we're just going to finish the season with the Community Shield we got handed out into last August. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like it's going to be them kind of settings.
Until the end of the season, you don't know. Strange things can happen.
My final thoughts on this. I think Arsenal are going to win every game at the end of the season. But unfortunately for Arsenal, I believe that Pep Guardiola's Man City will win every game at the end of the season.
Emotional damage.
You'll see.
Possibly right, but you know what I mean. All I know is that all we got to do is win our last two games and see what happens.
And that's the problem. All we have to do is win our last two games and then we'll see what happens. That's the problem. Pre-Aston Villa game, it was the case of, well, if Arsenal win all their remaining games, it don't matter what City do. It don't matter if they win 20-0 in all their remaining games. As long as all we need to, we can win all our games 1-0. And City could smash 20 past everyone. So as long as we win all our games, we're champions. Liverpool dropped off. Just before it got to that stage, by losing against Crystal Palace at home. And then I think the next game they lost against Everton. But we lost against Villa. So we invited City back into it. So let's hope today that we see out Man United and then we just have to pray that West Ham or Tottenham get something against City. That's the position that we're in. anyways, this video ain't meant to be long anyway. Yeah, it's just, you know. But anyways, I think I'm going to spend, also after the season's done, my content plans over the summer is reaction videos. So anything you man see of somebody talking reckless, send it, and I may react to it if I deem it reactable. Send it me, and then yeah, obviously I'll do two bit of transfers as well. I don't really like to talk about transfers unless it's something that's definitive. Or if I think that it's a possibility that this might happen, or maybe if I want it to happen. But if it's just two bit of, oh, this person might be interested in Arsenal, and it's like, stop it, man. You know what I mean? The person probably mentioned Arsenal in an interview and then managed running with it. You know what I mean? So yeah, my content plans over the summer, while there's no football, is mainly reaction videos. So, you know, if certain man out here talking reckless, and it depends as well on you know, what happens with Arsenal. Like if Arsenal win the league, for example, we know that it's the YouTube football space is going off. You know what I mean? So there'll be lots to react to on that as well, and celebrating. So yeah. Anyways, like the video, share the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, follow all the socials. And I will see you guys for the match reaction later on today, where hopefully we've taken care of Manu, but we'll see. Anyways, I'm going to set up the StreamYard for that so that I'll be ready to go once I've reacted, once the game's done. So see you guys in the next one.